So if you guys didn't see, the woman behind this video deleted her entire account from TikTok. I cannot find her on other platforms. Let me know if you find her. But it is interesting that she deleted her entire account because in this very video, she says,
"The hardest things in life will always be the most worthwhile. So if you're that weak, it's probably better that you don't have kids."
Isn't fighting the anti-child fight worth it, even if you get tons of hate? But anyway, because I suspected that she was going to block me, I downloaded and screenshotted a ton of her stuff. And her videos tell a very interesting story. First, we have the posts that show the character of this woman and her husband. We've got a mention of pew-pews, paired with racism, and fat phobia. Second, we have her proving every child-free person's point by posting things like this. You don't know what you have to lose until you have a child and realize you now have everything to lose, and it's terrifying. Ma'am, I have anxiety. One of the reasons I'm not having kids is because I know how terrified I would be for my child every minute of the day. And you're telling me I'm absolutely right. And I'm not saying it's weird to care that much about your child. I'm saying that I do not need that extra anxiety. And in the same vein, we have these next two posts. Again, totally normal for a toddler to not be sleeping, keeping her parents up. More power to the people who deal with this. I just don't want to. Then we have an example of something that I hate parents doing, which is bragging about their child taking care of them. It says, "That moment when your 2-year-old sees you crying and gently wipes your face and says, 'It's okay, mommy, don't cry, nothing to be scared of,' and sticks her pacifier in your mouth, is the moment I knew she was the best decision of my life and the most remarkable gift from God." And that last part is interesting because she's doing something that a lot of parents tell child-free people to stop doing. A lot of parents say that child-free people shouldn't say, "It was blah 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 that made me realize that being child-free was the best decision of my life." Because people say that if you say that you're happy with your decision, you're not actually happy, it's just a cope. So, is this also a cope? Because why wouldn't it be if it is for child-free people? She does the same thing in this post. "I got it for my 3-year-old daughter. I would endure any pain for her." But child-free people aren't allowed to say, like, "I'll endure all this judgment. It's worth it to have the life I want to live." And then I believe that I found the reason that she is so upset about child-free people. She's struggling with infertility. And I'm not making fun of this at all. It has to be really painful to want more kids and not be able to have them. She posted at least twice on her account about miscarriages. And it's also probably painful to see people with perfectly good uteruses not using them. But you just gotta deal. I'm always stunned and sad when an incredibly talented performer that I know, who seems to have like effortless ability, decides to leave performing and go into something completely unrelated. Because I'm like, I would kill for your level of talent and you're just like walking away from it. But it's their life. They get to choose what they put their focus on, and realistically, it doesn't affect my day-to-day life at all. And finally, the pièce de résistance, this video. We learn that her husband did not initially want kids.
I just can't believe that several years ago, I was on the fence whether I wanted kids or not, or I thought, well, they were never going to want kids, but like I married you and you want kids, so I guess I'll agree to have kids.
Look, there are certainly couples for whom taking this chance worked out, but personally, I'd never take it. I, as a child-free person, would never risk marrying someone who says that they want kids, just praying that they'll change their mind. Because in most cases, one person in that couple is making a huge sacrifice that can lead to a lot of resentment. Kids are not something you can compromise on. But if he truly loves being a dad, despite having been a fence sitter, I'm very happy for him. He took a chance and allegedly it worked out. But then he makes this list.
It's going to be tough, it's a lot of work, whatever. But like if it was up to me, I just would never have kids because then your life's not your own anymore, and you're all about your kids. You're not about you. You can't do what you want when you want. You know, kids, it's a big commitment. It's a lot of work. You know, is it worth it?
He even clearly did research.
You know, even the studies and the stats about like parents with kids are like they have more problems. They're more prone to divorce. They're more likely to be depressed. And I just thought like, well, you know, so the data has spoken. We probably shouldn't have kids.
Seems level-headed to me. And then he makes another list that makes me feel like he's not really enjoying this.
I just can't believe now that we have her and she's like 2.5 years old that I ever would have thought that I wouldn't have wanted a kid. She's out there, she has a ton of energy, she's a lot. She's super hard to keep up with. She's super hard to like, you know, to manage and to stay on top of. She doesn't sleep through the night, she gets in bed with us, she keeps us awake, but like but she is my favorite thing in the entire world.
If a child-free person said that and then ended their statement with, but it's my favorite thing in the world, it would be called coping.
And she's got this amazing personality, and she's mine. And I see like myself in her and the things that she likes and says and does and her quirks. And I can't believe that I ever would have thought that I wouldn't want kids. Because now that she's here, I would do anything. I would kill myself. I would die. I would do anything for her.
Yeah, if I had a kid, I'm sure I would do anything for them too. Like in that Lainey Monar comic I shared last week, I'm not a monster. If for some reason I had to take care of a kid, I would take care of them. But I'm not interested. The fact that a child of mine might exhibit traits that came from me would be cool, but that's just a Kodak moment. For every quirk of mine I get to see them exhibit is a temper tantrum that I have to work through. And let's not pretend that all quirks are good things. Having dealt with bad anxiety as a kid, there's a good chance I would pass that anxiety along to my child. I don't want my child to have to experience that quirk of mine. So I've done something that guarantees that they won't. And finally, a clip of what, again, would be called a cope if a child-free person said it.
She's just amazing. And I can't believe I almost would have just bypassed all of that to have a little bit easier life and to be able to like do what I want when I want. Oh, we're not gonna have kids so that I can have an easier life and go surf when I want and everything. But like I can't even imagine life right now without her.